This podcast is designed to inspire and propel you to a newfound level of empowerment and clarity. Through cultivating the art of thinking, you'll learn how to detangle your thought knots and train your brain to break through obstacles. You'll learn to focus on what matters most and make effective choices to become a remarkable you. Hello everyone, my name is pamelapitcher and welcome to my podcast. As a master of neurolinguistic programming, a motivational coach, and a hypnotherapist, I'll be sharing tips, tools, and techniques to help you awaken to the best you. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final podcast in my series called Developing Flexibility of Perspective. In today's podcast, I'm your hypnotherapist with a guided meditation to engage your unconscious mind to make further changes to assist you with flexing your perspective. Think of it as a gentle stretching for your mind as you continue to train your brain. Beforehand, though, a short recap on a few points. We want a flexible perspective because curiosity, open-mindedness, a growth mindset ensure that we have choice. He or she who is the most flexible wins. In today's world where human capital equals economic value, in addition to simply being a rocking person who people want to hang out with, it's important to be flexible. The human capital theory actually considers the aggregate stock of competencies, knowledge, social and personal attributes for the ability to create intrinsic and measurable economic value, meaning that you are more important than a robot, and how more important is up to you. Being able to have an effective conversation requires engagement of the mind. You want to train your brain to stay outside of the box to be the best that you can be, personally or professionally. For today's session, it's important that you are somewhere where you can't be disturbed. Therefore, no driving while listening or riding the train where you could miss your stop if you accidentally fall asleep. That's a no-no. Find yourself a comfortable chair in a quiet space and sit down with your legs and your arms uncrossed. And I invite you now to just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in deeply. Hold for 4. 3, 4. Out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. Couple more of those. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. And hold for 4. And continue breathing deeply and close your eyes and just sink back and relax in your chair. This is your time to take the time for you. You'll be able to hear everything that I say, and you won't become unconscious, but there will be changes. It's just like daydreaming. All you need to do is relax and let the sounds of my voice wash over you. You may find that you don't remember it at all consciously afterwards, as you simply find yourself comfortably in your chair as you follow my instructions. Now, once again, take a deep breath in and hold it for a few seconds, and then take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in, hold, and let it out. And if it helps, take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. And you can even add a sigh onto your out breath as you breathe in and out to get rid of any stress from the day. Beginning to relax, to slow down, and let that easing you feel flow all the way through your body, from your head to your toes. And when you feel relaxed enough, continue to breathe at your own pace, a pace whatever you feel is the most appropriate for you. That's right. Now, as you listen to me, I will talk to you, and as I talk to you, your mind can wander. And while your mind wanders, you can begin to think about different thoughts and feelings while you begin to drift deeper inside, and you can have a sense of noticing a grand oak tree. And you can be curious about that tree as you begin to walk toward it in your mind's eye. And as you walk closer and closer to the tree, you can notice the secret door in the base of the tree. And you can walk to the door and gently open it to reveal a grand and wonderful staircase with 20 steps. And in a moment, you can begin to walk comfortably down that staircase, one step at a time, as I count down from 10 to 1. And with each count, you can go 1/20th of the way, deeper into trance. As you step onto step 20, that's right, going deeper and deeper, and you can notice what is around you, and I wonder what you can see. And I wonder if you can hear each step as you take, and what it feels like to take each step deeper and deeper into trance, in steps, relaxing into the experience. 19, deeper and deeper, in your own unique way. And I wonder whether you will take a step with each count, or 2 steps with each count at times. And at another time, pause for a thought, or to relax a little deeper, or just to look around, or to stop a moment in and take in the experience. 18, going deeper and deeper. Knowing you can take yourself down into the state anytime you please by just finding that tree, walking through the door, and walking down the steps. 17, going deeper and deeper with each count, 1/20th of the way into trance with each number. 16, 15, 14. That's right. And I don't know whether you will go even deeper with the words that I say or the spaces between the words. 13, 12, 11, deeper and deeper. 10, 9, over halfway now, into a deep and comfortable hypnotic trance. 8, all the way. 7, deeper and deeper. 6. As you approach the bottom of the stair, I wonder whether you will become curious about what you will discover. 5. As you shortly begin to notice a door down there. 4. All the way into trance. 3. And as you approach the bottom of the steps, 2. And 1. In trance now, as you push that door and see a familiar looking room you know you've never seen before, and wonder where that chaise in the room will lead you. And you can go sit in that chair and drift deeply inside, getting a sense of finding that chair so comforting and relaxing. Your eyes relax shut, and you get a sense of drifting off into a pleasant dream. And in similar fashion, beginning to explore and expand our capacity for joy in living, beginning to explore all the ways in which we can experience joy in our everyday lives. And most of us remember the story of the glass filled to the halfway mark, and how one person can look at that glass with great sadness and dismay, saying, "Oh, how awful, the glass is already half empty." And another person can look at that same glass with a great sense of joy and happiness and say, "How wonderful, the glass is half full." And of course, in both cases, the glass and the liquid are exactly the same. The same, but the perceptions are dramatically different. And since how we feel about our existence is influenced by how we perceive our existence, then isn't it reasonable always to choose to perceive the fullness and satisfactions of life, and to distance from whatever losses, discomforts, or dissatisfactions may be an inevitable part of our existence. And in so many ways, we can add to our sense of joy in life by choosing to perceive the fullness of life, perceiving all the positives that are sent to us throughout our days, all the positive responses, the compliments, the affirmations, all of the kind words and the smiles. Allowing ourselves to perceive them and perhaps distancing away from whatever inevitable negatives there may be. And most of us have had in the past placed far too much emphasis on whatever negative or critical comments we've received in our daily lives. And most of us have been trained in a false sense of modesty to dismiss the positive comments that have come to us. And isn't it better, wherever possible, to help ourselves really focus on those positive messages and to dismiss or take less seriously some of the inevitable negative messages we get in our daily lives? And perhaps also beginning to allow ourselves to perceive the joys in nature more fully, really noticing when there is a beautiful blue sky and high white clouds, or really noticing the scenery on the way to work as we drive or ride the bus, or when we take a walk, really noticing the trees and the sky and everything in nature. And in our beautiful interactions, seeing and hearing and feeling the beauty of our associations with our loved ones, family, close friends, all the good messages that come our way, perceiving them fully, expanding our capacity to perceive the joy in everyday living. Now picture yourself standing at the top of a tall, snow-covered mountain, looking down into the valley below. And this valley is a place you have been attempting to reach. Through your journey has brought you as far as this mountaintop. Further progress toward your objective is blocked, for all the mountainside are numerous barriers and obstacles. These represent everything standing between you and the attainment of your goals. Bend down and pick up a handful of snow. Examine it. You will find that it to be soft and powdery, comparable in a way to your own determination, which has at times lacked firmness and strength. Add more snow, packing it more tightly in your hands, compressing it into a snowball, which is firm, round, and hard. And as you do so, feel your own assertiveness and determination becoming stronger and firmer too, as hard and as firm as a snowball being prepared for it to trip down the mountainside. Walk over to a very steep incline at the side of the mountain and gently roll the snowball down it, straight at the obstacles now. Quite slowly, the snowball rolls down the mountainside, growing in size as it does so, until it attains the proportions of a large boulder. Then it becomes an avalanche, sweeping everything before it as it continues on its journey to the bottom. The way is clear now. As all obstacles have been swept away, you can begin to descend the mountainside, where your courage and determination have gone before to clear a path. As you imagine yourself striding purposely down the mountain, you will know that in your own mind, your determination is continuing to grow, as did the snowball, until it will become sufficiently strong to sweep away every obstacle in its path. You will then be able to attain whatever goals in life you have set, just as easily as you can now imagine yourself descending that mountainside. And as those move in that way, you can begin to explore ways you can become comfortable with a certain amount of uncertainty where it is appropriate, and explore those times there has been uncertainty and pleasure, and you can learn on an unconscious level how to increase comfort in situations where you don't know the outcome or how it will go or where you are only in control of yourself and how you react in that situation. And you don't want to react in an uncertain way that makes it appear you have lost control. And you can react in a way that displays true, honest, unconscious control. And you can program that into your neurology now. Now, once again, picture a mountain in your mind's eye. It doesn't matter where it is, the Andes, the Rockies, or the Alps. There are people who live in the valleys below the mountain on either side of the mountain, all the way up to the top of the mountain. Do you think the person on top has a different perspective than the one in the middle or the one on the bottom? The person on top may not even be able to see the people at the bottom, or they may look like ants, and that's the same for the people at the bottom. And what of the people who live on either side of the mountain? Who can see them? They can't see each other. The mountain's in the way. Just because someone dwells at the top of the mountain does not make him or her any more important than those who dwell at the bottom in the valley. In fact, the person on top may be suffering from isolation or from lack of food, whilst the people who dwell in the valley have plenty of food and company. Life is all a matter of perspective. We are all the same. The only thing different is our lens of the world. A famous person once told me, "I believe you make your day. You make your life. So much of it is all perception." And as the session comes to an end in a few minutes, not now, you will find yourself feeling stronger, more powerful, different, and with a deep feeling that something has changed. You have rediscovered your natural confidence. You remember how, considering objectively, you know what to do in different situations. You have learned to use old skills and new skills, haven't you? And as you come back to present as I count, you can allow yourself to imagine what your days will be like from now on. See yourself getting up in the morning, a smile on your face, feeling good about the day ahead. Before you go out to check yourself in the mirror, that confident person smiles back knowingly. You carry yourself with new self-respect. You know you're beginning to awaken, to look like a different person. And inside of you there is this little feeling, that tingle you get that tells you when you're changing for the better. That confidence is bubbling up inside of you like a secret laugh you can't suppress. You are relaxed and comfortable in every situation because you know you have a choice, don't you? You can choose how you feel, can't you? You can always feel confident now, don't you? That's right. And you can now just take a few moments to allow yourself to get a sense of drifting back into that chair. And I don't know whether you will take 4, 5, 6, or 8 deep breaths to fully reorientate back to the chair before you then start to work your way back along the route you took into trance. And as you do, your unconscious mind can ensure that all the new reprogramming has been installed throughout the mind and body and every cell and neuron. Your unconscious mind can honestly and fully integrate all your new learning into that deep and instinctive part of your mind. And while you continue your journey back to the here and now, And I don't know how much of the journey is here and now, and I don't know how much of what is there will be left there as you continue back, and how much you will bring back with you. And it's interesting how much you can be aware of while you are sat there in that seat. And you can now find yourself working all the way back up from that state to the here and now, becoming more aware of the sounds around you, the sound of my voice, of me, of what you'll be getting on with later on, and random thoughts that start to cross the mind. And in a moment, I'm going to count to 3. And on the count of 3, you can open your eyes and be fully back in the room. 1, 2, 3. And open your eyes. And make a nice stretch, arms overhead if that feels better, legs out. Feel free to listen to this podcast whenever you need a bit of perspective, a timeout to clear your thoughts. If it's right for you, it's got to be right for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please remember to subscribe and share across social media. I'd really appreciate that. And I'd also love to see your thoughts. So please send your feedback my way so I know how to help you the most. Thank you again. Ciao for now.